The Queensland Government has denied a culture of abuse is plaguing its youth detention centres despite fresh allegations of mistreatment. New claims have surfaced about excessive force being used on young inmates in Townsville and Brisbane.
The stark scenes from Darwin's Dondale Detention Centre have prompted others to speak out. Veteran Anglican priest Alex Gator says a teenage relative was injured by 3 youth detention staff in Brisbane.
Bashed up against the wall and knocked to the floor, and then had his right arm pulled right over his socket, and he was screaming and yelling.
He was paid compensation, but his family wasn't told what happened to the staff. There are 164 young people in youth detention in Queensland. Former employees from Townsville's Cleveland Centre have reported alleged cases of violence too.
Hit him in the face with a steel can. He split his eyebrow and blood was pouring out of the cut, and then he put him in a headlock and put him on the ground.
I've seen 12-year-old boys get slammed on the floor really excessively.
The sort of stuff that's going on in Cleveland is being kept in Cleveland.
Queensland's Attorney General says the claims come from staff who've been stood down for good reason, which they deny. Yvette Darth argues there's no proof this sort of treatment is happening in Queensland.
There is no evidence of systemic problems or abuse in Queensland. 5
prison officers have been fired for using excessive force in the past 12 months in Queensland youth centres. That's proof the Attorney General says the government won't accept mistreatment.
We're not sweeping anything under the carpet. Where we see it, we deal with it. And that's how you ensure you don't end up with systemic abuse.
The State Ombudsman says it's not investigating any new cases of mistreatment, separation or excessive force.
What's happened in the Northern Territory is happening here in Queensland. Well, it's happening throughout Australia, I feel.
But the federal government won't be extending the Northern Territory's Royal Commission.
This will be clearly focused on the Northern Territory.
Despite concerns, the Prime Minister is standing firm.
The most successful ones are those that have a clear focus, get in and do the job.
It's prompted calls for a commission of inquiry instead. Barrister Joshua Creamer won a case last year where a teenage girl.
This is a real opportunity to make a change which will support our most young and vulnerable people in the society.
The state government says there's no evidence and inquiry is needed. Stephanie Smell, ABC News.